We humans spend so much time fearing snakes that we never get a chance to appreciate their unusual beauty. In this video, we've gathered details of some of the most extraordinary and rare snake species from around the world. Here are the top 10 rarest snakes in the world that you won't believe exist. Number 10. Spider-tailed horned viper. This viper was discovered in western Iran in 1968 as part of a research mission. As a result, the first specimen was brought to Chicago's Field Museum of Natural History, where experts initially thought the snake had a Salifigi spider connected to its tail. This theory was later disproved, and it was suggested that its tail had a parasite-caused tumor. It wasn't until 2003 that a second specimen was discovered. When it was discovered that this snake was one of the few that used a section of its body as bait to entice prey closer. When the snake is hunting, its spider-shaped tail moves in such a way that it appears to have its own life. And if that wasn't bad enough, this snake's face isn't any better. This is due to the fact that its face is coated in round scales that resemble warts. As a result of this, it can blend in well with the surrounding terrain, appearing to be any other rock. Number 9. Red-Headed Krait. The color red is usually associated with danger, and nature didn't lie when it gave the red-headed krait its striking appearance. The Southeast Asian snake is not only one of the world's rarest snakes, but it's also extremely deadly. Fortunately, meeting one of these snakes is just as unlikely as being bitten by one. The red-headed krait's strong venom caused paralysis, and eventually death by asphyxiation, in those unfortunate enough to be bitten. The red-headed krait has a gleaming black body with a blue and white stripe, as well as a brilliant red head unlike any other snake on the planet. So, if you ever get the chance to meet one of these unique snakes, make sure to admire them from a safe distance. Number 8. Rainbow snake. Rainbow snakes aren't particularly rare in terms of population, but due to their reclusive demeanor and secretive habits, only a few people have had the pleasure of meeting this stunning colored species in person. Rainbow snakes can grow up to 6 feet long and are usually found in marshes, rivers, streams, and creeks in the U.S. coastal plains. They spend the majority of their lives concealed in detritus and aquatic vegetation. As a result, the chances of you spotting one are quite slim. Because they seem like they've just been grabbed from a pot of mixing paint, the term rainbow snake is totally appropriate. They have a glossy black back with red stripes, a red or pink belly, and black dots on their sides and heads. Number 7. Saharan horned viper. This serpent has 2 horns, one on each eye, giving it a friendly, if not satanic, appearance. A single hardened scale has formed these two. It can be found in the deserts of North Africa and the Middle East, particularly on rocky hills, sand deserts, and seasonal river streams. It has a diameter of 12 to 24 inches. Although snakes as long as 33 inches have been observed in severe situations. While living in the desert, likes temperatures of 68 degrees Fahrenheit or less. The weather should be warm enough for the snake to absorb heat and cool enough for the snake to gather liquid. Because it's the only way it can store water. The Saharan horned viper meanders over the surface of the ground, and only 2 portions of this snake's body come into contact with the scorching sand. When hunting, it hides in the sand, which provides excellent concealment. It waits for its victim to approach before attacking at the appropriate time. Number 6. White cobra. If you ever stumble across a white cobra, you've just encountered one of the world's rarest snakes. A white cobra is more like a typical cobra with a health problem than a different type of serpent. A white cobra is simply a normal cobra with albinism or leucism. If it's leucitic, it may retain some of its original color, and if it has a patch of leucism over its eyes will be blue, making these cobras appear to be from another planet entirely. If the cobra is albino, on the other hand, it is completely white with crimson eyes, giving it the appearance of having just slithered out of hell. For 2 reasons, these cobras are extremely rare. Only a small percentage of individuals are born with these disorders. This is due to the fact that they lack the necessary camouflage to avoid predators, and the sun causes their light skin to burn more easily. Furthermore, despite being a cold-blooded animal, white snakes can easily regulate their body temperature. As an example, what appears to us as a natural talent is actually a misfortune. So, if you happen to run into one of these guys, wish it luck for the future since it'll need it. Number 5. Tentacled snake. This snake from South Asia resembles a giant snail without a shell. When it comes to eating, it has 2 tentacles in the upper region of its jaw that assist it. It thrives in watery habitats such as rice paddies, seas, or murky waters, and measures 20 to 35 inches in length. It hunts in an unusual manner. It submerges and forms a J with its body, waiting for the fish to approach. When this happens, it makes a frightening movement with its tail, causing the fish to run in a direction close to their nose. In those crucial seconds, the snake stretches its head to the precise location of the victim, guided by its tentacles that detect water movement and assists even if the attack is carried out in the dead of night. Scientists are surprised that when this happens, the snake can forecast the fish's movement, predicting its escape path and speed ahead of time. Number 4. Double-headed snake. For someone who squirms at the sight of reptiles, a snake with one head can be frightening enough, but imagine if you came across one with two. A two-headed albino California king snake was on show at a zoo in southern Ukraine in 2011 for thousands of visitors to observe and marvel at. The two heads try to act like two different snakes, according to zookeepers. Although one head is more passive than the other, they think, eat, and react in different ways. They even compete for food, which necessitates the zoo's employees erecting a barrier between them as they eat. The snake was on display for 3 months in 2011, from July to September, and it was a popular attraction during that time. We're not surprised either because two-headed snakes only show up every 50 years or so. Number 3. Dream snake. This snake species does not exist in your dreams, but your odds of encountering one in the wild are little to none. The dream snake, also known as the orange dream yellow-belly dreamsicle, is the creation of professional reptile breeder Justin Kabilka. Justin has spent over 15 years researching ball python variants and combinations. He creates a Picasso of the snake world by combining the greatest attributes of one python with those of another. The dream snake is a one-of-a-kind Picasso. It's a rare thing of beauty with the yellow belly's pixelation, the orange of the orange dream python, and the brilliance of the orange from the dreamsicle ball python. The dream snake's coloring is amazing, but it's equally impressive how calm it can be. Taking 3 normally tranquil snake species and combining them into one has resulted in a stunning pet that's ideal for individuals who want to possess a one-of-a-kind reptile. Number 2. Elephant trunk snake. This unique non-poisonous snake draws everyone's attention because of its wrinkled skin, which resembles that of an elephant. It dwells throughout Southeast Asia, primarily in freshwater environments such as rivers, estuaries, and lakes. However, it does occasionally venture into the sea. Fish and amphibians are their primary prey, which they wrap in their body before devouring. This explains their wrinkled body texture, which prevents slippery animals from fleeing. Its skin is so flexible that, unlike other snakes, it appears the same after eating. Females are the largest, reaching lengths of up to 8 feet. They spend the majority of their lives in the water and can submerge for up to 40 minutes. The ones on the ground are almost always young. They have age-related spots on their bodies, and the skin that covers them isn't fully loose yet. The older ones, on the other hand, stay in the water because their skin makes land migration difficult. Although the elephant trunk snake is not deadly, its fangs tend to detach and remain punctured in the flesh after each bite. As a result, if it attacks a human, it will leave behind unsightly wounds. Number 1. Dragon snake. A snake with 3 rows of massive scales on its back is known as a dragon snake. It has an elongated tail, a huge head, and may reach a length of 30 inches. It's also gray, which is an unusual hue for a snake. The dragon snake is found in Southeast Asia's woods, rice fields, streams, and other bodies of water, and there have only been a few sightings. Because they spend so much of their time underground and hunt at night, there have only been a few mentions of them since the 1960s. They eat frogs and fish and aren't particularly interested in humans. Humans don't disturb them much either because its population is able to survive thanks to minimal or non-existent meat and skin hunting. These strange snakes have some peculiar characteristics, and some may be closer to your home than you realize. That's it for today's video. Before you leave, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click on the notification bell below to be notified whenever we upload new video.